We're live.
We are live. All right. Guess it's time for the intro, right?
Yeah, for the intro, man.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it for real this time.
Okay. Yeah. Sip.
Take 197. What is up, love workers, or should I say love work-us? Welcome back to the Love Works podcast, the dopest podcast in all the lands. I'm Jose. I'm joined by my friend Snoopy. We got Pablo, and this guy Aaron's also here. But really, these two are here. Aaron, Snoopy, Pablo, how are we feeling today, guys?
You know, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really, really good. Dude, I'm just pumped to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
Onto the podcast. This has been great. Little preface. Jose was a guest earlier on before we even started recording. And
That's
now
crazy, dude. I could have, they didn't even know what I look like.
Yeah.
You just gave it up.
I know, dude. It's crazy. Jose Vélez, man.
Dropping my full government.
Yeah, dude. Jose Lica Yondis Velez.
You say jaundice?
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
I don't even know. That's your middle name, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. Something
I guess,
like that.
man. I don't even know.
So, real question here, Aaron. What's the vibe like, man? I'm like, are you ready to just hop into this thing? Because I'm ready to hop into this thing, dude.
Dude, I'm pumped to be here. So, like, give him a preface what this is, bro. Because you're the host.
My bad. He's right. I am the host. I'm just ready. I'm feeling dangerous, guys. I had a couple hours of sleep last night. I'm drinking this drink that sucks because they don't sponsor us. But if they did sponsor us, we'd like them. Guys, today
we do have a sponsor for this episode, though. It's called Dubby Energy. If you're trying to get energetic and you're trying to just be like Pablo, Snoopy, Jose, and I, then go ahead and use code LOVEWORKS at the checkout, and you're going to get like the most unsleepless nights of your life. It's going to be really great.
I want one right now.
And so, yeah, dude, I'm almost out. Like,
so you should probably.
I've been licking the container. When I wake up, I'm like I'm just smelling it and licking it and like, it's time, man.
That's actually how Aaron grocery shops. He sees something he might like and he's like, nah, that's the one. And then puts it in the cart. Anyway.
Yeah, man, let's hop into this.
What we're doing here today. Today, we're going to flip the script a little bit. It's going to be more conversation-like. We have some great conversation on this pod, but today, we want to ask Aaron some questions. We want to get to know the enigma that is Aaron Haas, right? What's going on in that mind?
Yep.
I think today we're going to have a lot of fun. Today we're going to have a lot of breakthrough. And for the next hour and some change, I'm going to be your host.
You're going to be the host.
Yeah. You ready to dive into this thing?
I don't even know how to swim, so we staying at the bottom, baby.
No floaties. Aaron.
Yeah.
You quit your job, dude. You quit your job.
I did, bro. I left my job in a way I'm actually not super proud of. But I did leave my job. I'm not mad at the decision I made in leaving my job. I'm actually thankful for it. Like, I love doing this full time, bro. Like, I put everything into this now. I'm trying to make sure I grow and make things happen. And we've got a 3-camera setup now. We're trying to change some things, make things better. Social media we're trying to boost up. So if I wouldn't have been able to quit my job, then none of this would have happened.
That's a fact, dude. I was on this podcast before, and Aaron just kind of threw us a little share size bag of goldfish and was like, "Hey, we're gonna record, guys." And now he's got all this tech in here. We got lights. We got all this.
Yeah, man.
You upgraded,
dude. A major upgrade for real. Go ahead.
So, quit your job, right?
Yeah.
We got 2 questions here. One, because you already referenced it, so now people got to know.
Yeah.
What was that like when you quit? And then 2, for the young person who's watching this, maybe they're not young, maybe they're just young in their journey of entrepreneurship, of business, of pursuing something. What's your day-to-day like right now? What's your mental state? Where are you at? What's keeping you motivated? What's keeping you going?
So good,
because I feel like we get to watch so many people in their success stories and business and different things like that. and they just kind of gloss over the moments like this. You know what I mean? Where you just took a leap of faith. You don't know if this is going to work out to the degree you want it to. You don't know what's going to happen. You're just keeping forward, keeping the faith. So, one, we got to hear the story. What happens?
Right.
And then two, speak to us, man. What's going on in your world right now? Where's your mind at?
So I actually used up all of my vacation days all at once, like sick days and all. I actually started the week off sick. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to take this sick day off. The next day I was like, I literally stayed up all night. So I'm like, I'm taking the next day off because I'm going to sleep in. Then it happened again. And it ended up, I used up all of my days off in a week just because I was like, all right, I just don't want to go into work this week. And I was working on podcast stuff the whole time while I'm laying on my couch. Or then when I started feeling better, I was going off and going to a coffee shop and working. So that was like problem number one in this situation. Problem number two is the next week I went into work with the mindset of, oh, I know I'm leaving my job now because like I've seen what I can actually make happen. I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in this podcast. I believe in the vision of it. I love it. Like I'm obsessed with it. How can I make this grow? And I realized that working at this job was going to cap me off at a certain level. So I'm like, let me jump full in now because I've got a little leeway. So I went in and sat down with my boss, my general manager, and I was like, hey, I'd like to leave. Like I want to leave in a respectful way. So I'll put my 2 weeks in if that's what I need to do. And
Sorry, you told me this. Now I'm remembering the story myself. Continue.
Yeah, it's a crazy story.
Keep going.
And so he said, you can either leave today or in 2 weeks. And I said, I'd like to leave today. Don't laugh at me.
I'm laughing because I remember you prefacing it with, yeah, like I knew this was the day I was going to put in my 2 weeks. So like, I'm in the mindset, you're in the mindset, we got 2 weeks. And he's like,
2 weeks.
You can leave today. And you're like, bet. Say less. I'm gone.
Yeah, it was definitely chaotic. I should have done better. I didn't let anybody in on this situation. So actually, after I left, I was walking out of my door, finished my shift, walked out of the door or was walking out the door, and my supervisor said, hey, I'll see you tomorrow. And in this moment, it was like oh shit, I left so many people hanging. Like I shouldn't have left my job this way. I could have done this way better. I could have worked out the 2 weeks. I could have even conversated with these people that are just my immediate above my head's like, hey, I'm just so you know, I'm about to sit in on a meeting of leaving my job. I want to fill you in on this. And I didn't do any of that. And so it was just a spur of the moment thing. So I ended up calling my general manager, apologizing. I'm eventually working on sending them like some gift cards and stuff just so I can say, hey, I apologize. I want to make this up. And so, yeah, man, they forgave me and I'm thankful for that. I can't imagine they would just hire me back if I asked for a job, but I'm very thankful I'm in this. My day-to-day.
Yeah, so let's pause there because I think you're kind of speaking to a narrative that I'd love to hear more about, right?
Right.
The fact that this isn't picture perfect and it hasn't been.
No, not at all.
This isn't the super clean, we hit X on the graph income-wise, which means this is the perfect time to leave, and I did it the exact perfect way. You're kind of speaking to the fact that this hasn't been the perfect journey.
No, it's not.
And there's a lot that we're kind of figuring out as we go in faith. You know what I mean?
Right.
So kind of speak to that. Like, where are we at today? Where were we at yesterday? Is it different?
Yeah, man. When I left my job, I had only put in, and this is a crazy number, I had only put in $200 from the podcast. And that was off of merch sales.
So is this gross or profit?
This isn't even profit, bro. And I think I might have maybe sold some without selling them through my actual website. So I don't have those exact analytics down on like a chart. So my profit margins were absolute ass in regards to what I'm doing. But I also knew I'm a stone cold hustler when it comes to making sure things happen. So I was like, I'm going to leave my job. And even if I have to go knock door to door saying, hey, I'll do a job for you today. I'm a podcaster with a dream. Like, I've got a belief that this is going to transform the world. Would you hire me out for this day? Like, I'll do that just to make sure that this comes to pass.
Yeah.
So, profit margins weren't great. My analytics weren't even great. Like, my analytics were good on some episodes, and some episodes they were lacking.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed some of the things that were like, okay, this is why this episode's doing better than this one. And so now I've been able to say, all right, let me implement this. Let me try and implement this. And even in my social media strategies right now, today, I've been thinking, all right, I've got to fix this because these posts aren't doing near as well as this one. So let me try and find a new dynamic. So really, there's a lot of just, you got to change. The algorithm is people.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, like Gary Vee says it best, the algorithm people complain about on these social media platforms, but if you're creating ass content, nobody's gonna listen to it.
It's a fact.
And so I'm like, shoot, let me figure out what people actually want to hear from my podcast. So yeah, that's what that dynamic has definitely looked like. It's been tough, it's been fun, interesting in a lot of ways. The journey is really cool, though. The entrepreneurial journey. If you're an entrepreneur, don't do it like me. Don't do it like me. But also recognize that there are millions of avenues for your success. I have started businesses and they've been successful, and then I've ended up selling the equipment or whatever else that I would need to do to get out of it. And like, you can do whatever you want. You can turn whatever you want into a business and it be successful. My avenue just happens to be a form of content, which my finances, there's a billion different ways that you can make money and a billion different ways that you can also lose all of your money. So
yeah.
Playing the gamble is going to be part of it for any of them.
Yes. So where do you think that comes from, in your life? Do you think it's like a nurture thing? Do you think it's a nature thing? Do you think you were just born that way? Do you think it was instilled in you? Because you mentioned, like, this isn't necessarily your first avenue. This isn't your first, like, go at business, that entrepreneurship, different things like that. So, like, where do you think that comes from in your life?
Jeez, man. So good. I didn't actually think I would be the quote unquote business person. And a lot of people listening right now are like, this guy's got a podcast. He's not a business person. But the reality is there's sales in all of this. If I don't create a product that people enjoy, then no one's going to listen. And the avenue I have is literally people's stories. So I'm like, I want to make sure I'm sensitive to who the people I'm talking to and loving them so insanely well and just saying, hey, you can literally tell me anything and we'll cut it if we need to. Like, I believe that, and I believe in the mission of it. So for me, yes, I have to continue to create things that people will listen to, but I also have to say, like, this is my friend. Like, I'm gonna make sure I protect you. I've had episodes I've cut completely because of people I've recorded with, and they're like, dude, listen, I'm so thankful to be on. We're not gonna upload this. And I'm like, that's all right. So yeah, like, for me, I wanted to preface that business comes naturally. I didn't always want to be in business. I actually wanted to be a musician, which is also sort of business.
Time out. What do you want to play? Or
dude, I wanted to be Justin Bieber.
When did you start? Like, I still want it. I'm 24. I still kind of want to be. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, dude, seriously. I would watch all of his videos, like everything he was on. I probably have seen it a billion times. I had the Purpose album pre-ordered. I was a effing believer, bro. I would dress up as Justin Bieber and go to school because I was obsessed with him. Sang his song "Baby" in a singing competition. Lost.
That's what I was about to ask if you want.
No, dude, I lost that thing. I lost it. He follows me on Instagram though.
He does?
No.
Yeah, I thought you. I was waiting though.
He was impressed with me in my singing competition. No, I'm just joking. No, dude, but yeah, I was obsessed with him, bro. And I quickly realized like that's not my avenue. Like I'm not gifted in that like so many people are. I've got the like charisma for it though. And so it was like, how do I cultivate this into something that I love?
Yeah.
Because it's like music was just my avenue for a platform, I think. And so turning that into like different business endeavors and saying, oh wow, this can be really successful and really fun. You get into that kind of stuff and it's really cool. So
yeah, and your mom's in business ownership.
She is, bro, and she is a hell of a business owner.
Yeah, what influence do you feel like you just getting to watch her? You know what I mean,
dude?
How do you feel like that's influenced your approach to business, your mindset? You know, and all this.
Everything about my mom has influenced business in me. Like her care for people, off the charts, bro. Even her business model, I pretty much model my podcast in the same way. Just because like what she's doing is successful and she could also bring it to a much higher platform, but she's kept it so low because she cares about the community. She wants to really cultivate the community she's in, as opposed to like saying, we're going to turn this into a multi-billion-dollar company. And I really think she could if she put everything she had into it. Like, but she also wants to say, hey, I'm going to sit down with my family for dinner every night.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I feel like I see that a lot. Not only because I feel like just getting to know you personally.
Right.
This podcast is as much as a reflection of your life as it is like a project. You know what I mean? Because to me, Aaron's just the guy who does want to hear your story.
Yeah.
Like Aaron's the guy who wants to know the bad, the good, the ugly, all of it in between.
So
to just kind of get to hear the story of you as a person. And, you know, I'm a finance bro, right?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Last time I was on the pod, I worked at a gas station. Lots changed since then. But yeah, I'm a finance bro. So I always kind of think of, you know, someone's story, who they are, the things they've been through. Basic economic principles, supply and demand, right?
Right.
The more rare something is, under the assumption people like it, of course.
Right.
The more rare something is, the more valuable it becomes.
Right.
So kind of like those fixed assets, right? Like land. We're not getting more land. The good Lord ain't making any more of it. Buy dirt, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where we can continually kind of bet that it's going to increase in value because more people are made every single day who want houses, yet there's still the same fixed amount of land. And in that sense, everybody has a unique story, right? So it makes it such an incredibly valuable, rare resource.
Right.
And I think you getting to help share those stories is such like one, just Aaron. That's just Aaron. But then I also think it's a great, incredible business model. You know what I mean? Like you get to share someone's most valuable asset.
1,000,000,000%.
And it's so sick to me.
Dude, it is so much fun. Like, I tell this on a lot of my episodes. The people I am closest to are the people I've had on the podcast. Like, it is incredible. Like, I just love them. Like, man, bro, you're a freaking legend to me. Like, I freaking love like being around you. I love being around Barbara. I love being around well, that's all, really.
Who else do you need?
No, I seriously just like, matter of fact, even Sam Wall, like, dude, he's in Virginia and we'll randomly message each other. Just like, yo, let's make something happen. Like, we're actually thinking about maybe trying to run it back in some way, form, or fashion.
Dude, let's go to a show. Imagine this, right? You film live at his show. Like he does a couple songs.
Yeah, dude.
10-minute podcast on stage.
I would love
couple songs, 10-minute podcast.
Sam Wall, if you're listening, bro, let's send this all on tour, me and you. Jose can come.
You need a manager, you know.
I would love for you to be my manager, and I need a finance guy, bro. So we're gonna go on tour with you, and we'll make 100% of the profit. Me and me.
I think 110% of the profit.
Yeah, and I'll let you like if you'd like to sell merch or something, we'll do 90, 100. Yeah.
We're
Appreciate
taking
it.
everything.
Thanks, Sam.
All right.
Business.
I love it. We're scheming.
Yeah.
So we got to hear about Aaron, the entrepreneur, right? Aaron, the
Right.
businessman. Aaron, the human. Let's talk about Aaron, the enigma, right? What's going on up there?
Oh man.
Well, let's just get into some cool icebreakers, right?
Yeah, I love it, bro.
What are you consuming right now? What type of content? What books? What music? You know, what's that one song on
Jeez.
replay where you're just like, this is dumb, but every time you get in the car, you slowly slide to Apple Music and you type it in again. And you're just like, shame on you.
First off, I am a follower of Jesus, so I use Spotify.
Thank you for tuning into the Love Works podcast.
Not a sponsor, but they don't have to be, you know? It's kind of like BetterHelp. You ever heard of it? Like Spotify's like BetterHelp. It's like if you can't afford to have therapy, you use Spotify. I'm sorry.
I remember one time when I've been in youth ministry for a while. I remember one time a pastor was speaking and he made a reference to like Spotify, and one of the students just got up, like stood up in the middle. It was a big event, so there might have been like 100 students in this place. And one of them just stood up and they're like, "You use Spotify because you're broke." And everyone was just like, he's like, anyway, so Jesus died on the cross. And
dude, they're the same price.
He's like, what do you say to that?
They're the same price. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
But doesn't one just feel like poverty? You know what I mean?
I don't think so. Spotify does it at first. When you first tap onto it, it's like, oh, this is not as good as Apple Music. But the more you use it, you're like,
better.
This is just way better.
Yeah, it's just Apple's marketing has worked on me, and I'm stuck in the web now. But it's honestly better.
It is. Yeah, Spotify's definitely better.
What are we listening to?
Yeah, man. Dude, I actually listen to Lights On with Carl Lentz. He's a great podcaster.
Facts.
I listen to some, like, I listen to just random podcasts sometimes just because I'm like, I want to see how they do it. Yeah. Diary of a CEO, dude, he's a genius.
I love that one.
I love Steven. He seems like a great guy. I know him.
Steven is crazy.
Yeah. I'm like, that's my guy. We hang out, dude. So he's a cool one. And then, dude, I'll turn on Joe Rogan's podcast, Theo Vaughn's podcast. Sometimes.
Oh, you mean Joe?
Yeah, I hang out with Joe.
Looks like we're talking about the same person.
Yeah.
He's new to the game.
Josh Peck from.
He has a pod?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Is it Josh? Yeah, it's Josh Peck, I think.
If it isn't, I know who you mean.
From Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
It's called the Good Boys Podcast or Good Guys Podcast or something like that. I listen to his stuff, his reels, just because I follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll listen to some random music.
Justin Bieber's on there, I assume.
Justin Bieber's definitely on there.
Still no Baby word for word?
Coldplay. I like some Coldplay.
Like early Coldplay or like nowadays Coldplay? Because there's a difference.
Whatever it takes, man. I'll listen to it.
I can live with that.
Yep. Did you catch the reference? That's not Coldplay, is it? Whatever it takes? Yeah, it's Coldplay.
So
I realized that I enjoy them recently. Like, I realized I was scrolling through their stuff and I was like, I listened to so much of their music and I didn't even know I did.
Who would you say is like your favorite artist? Do you have one? I feel like that's such an annoying question.
Yeah, it is. It is an annoying question because you just don't know. Really, like I like Justin Bieber just because it's like ties now. It's like almost like I have to like him, even if I didn't like him. I like him.
I just like him, dude. Like
I'm ready for his new album, bro. Or if he comes out with one, he told me he was coming out with one. But
oh, you mean Justin?
Yeah, dude,
it's my guy.
Yeah. I was over at dinner with him and Haley. They got the sweetest baby, bro. Love him to death.
So I didn't know the gender, so I was waiting for you to drop him or her. Appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, they're great.
So, man, tell me about the most underrated thing in life. If you want, I can go first because I actually thought about this.
I want to know, dude. Yeah, let's hear from Jose Velez's perspective of the most underrated thing in life, which is a white monster.
White monsters are perfectly rated. All right, that is sponsor, please. White monster is a gift, dude.
Yeah.
I need a minute. I'm just thinking about him right now. What I was going to say.
Okay.
Aaron and I were with a group of people earlier in the night before we came to record this. And I came to the realization, this only applies for men, so women, I'm sorry. Peeing sitting down is so underrated. When did we make that weird? You know what I mean?
I just don't like peeing sitting down because when I stand up, it just seems like it wasn't finished all the way. You know?
I agree, actually. But bro, just like that rest and relaxation on your knees, man.
On your knees.
First thing in the morning.
I thought you were talking like you're peeing sitting down on your knees.
Okay. Who do you think I am?
I don't know, dude.
Who do you think you invited on you?
I don't know, dude, but I don't judge. You know, I'm really cool with that.
I'm just saying, man.
Peeing on your knees. Peeing on
I think we should probably restart the whole episode. This is probably a great place just to cut it.
Cuts the whole thing. I'm like unhinged right now, dude. It's late at night.
Dude,
I've said a couple things today that I'm like, I want to put that one back.
You should say a couple more, and then we'll get there.
Okay.
Yep. What's an underrated thing? Mine's guys sitting down to pee.
Sitting down to pee.
I just think it's awesome.
I really like I really like it when guys sit down to pee.
I think there's a difference between what I said and what you said. I said I like sitting down to pee. You said you like it when guys sit down to pee. Oh, yeah. There's a little difference there.
My bad. Yeah. No, that was good though.
You're not gonna change it? You're gonna leave it?
That was it.
Say what you said. All right.
I said no. I mean, things that are underrated, bro, like following your dreams. No, but on a real talk, I would say like doing what you enjoy, like actually doing what you love, man. It's kind of underrated. People kind of push it to the back burner, I think. Sounds cliche, but
definitely cliche.
Yeah.
Definitely real.
Probably Pablo.
How does my boy
Can Pablo even catch it in the camera? Is he in the camera with my leg?
I don't know. Hey, can you guys see Pablo right here?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. So Aaron, what do you do outside of here? Outside of the podcast? I mean, we don't see you on cam.
Dude, it's crazy because I'm always thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Mr. Beast said it on Diary of a CEO. Like, he said no one will surpass him in YouTube because nobody's willing to do the things he does.
Yeah.
And, like, he's the best YouTuber because of that. I'm always thinking about this. I will not say that I'm on Mr. Beast's level. Maybe one day I'll get there. That'd be really cool. But like day to day, I wake up. Is that what the question was? Like, what do I do outside of this?
Hey, dude, it's your world. I'm just living in it.
I wake up. I'll if I'm hanging out, or if I'm hanging out outside of the podcast, I might go to like a bar or something. But even then, I'll probably bring my laptop. I'm the one guy that's at the bar that's got his laptop just pulled open. I'm a dork, but I'm like, it's just chill.
Dude, just killing the vibe.
Yeah, dude, they're like out there dancing to peeing on the knees, and I'm sitting here just click. I'm out here recording podcasts, or editing podcasts. Dude, imagine recording a podcast at the bar. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be a crazy episode.
I wonder if I could rent out a bar and record
do
there.
it live, dude. Brothers on a Saturday?
That would be... I'd probably get taken down.
The only way to find out.
I've never been to Brothers, bro.
You're not missing much.
It doesn't seem like it's as fun as people make it out to be.
It's not.
Because it's hardly a club, right?
It's not. It's just a sports bar.
But people dance in there sometimes?
Yeah, there's like a little, like, there's like a dance floor, like, I don't even know. Like,
it just doesn't look
10
fun.
by 10, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, let me just... At that point, I'm like, let me just go to a regular bar.
Let me ask you this. You ever spill soda on the ground and then step in it and then your shoes are kind of sticky all day?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, you've been to Brothers. That's it. That's all I have to offer.
It's a bar here in town, yeah, Brothers.
So, talked about Mr. Beast, right?
Yeah, man.
I think that's a great question. So far, Mr. Beast, he's successful. We know
He's
that
changed the game for content creation.
entirely.
He's a pioneer of content creators.
Genuine genius.
Yeah.
With that obsession, with that constantly thinking about this, he sacrificed a lot
Right.
to be where he's at. I don't know him personally, old Jimmy.
Yeah,
I don't know him
man.
personally, but I imagine relationships, friendships, opportunities, different things like that, just for the chance that it might work out and be where we're at today.
Mm-hmm.
This far, what have you had to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice moving forward?
Right.
Just kind of in your mentality, knowing that that's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's the way it has to go. You got to go forward. What have you sacrificed so far? What are you willing to sacrifice?
Dude, I have sacrificed so much. And then there's certain things I haven't brought myself to sacrifice just yet. When I first started this podcast, before I started it, I planned on starting it. So I actually my diet was almost nothing. Cause I was like, let me get as much money as I can have saved up as possible. So I was branded by eating cans of baked beans and peanut butter.
Yeah.
And so that's what I ate because I was like, let me make sure I've got all the money I can possibly have to make sure this happens. People will be like, hey, I'm going out to eat tonight. I'm like, no, I'm not going out to eat. I can't because I'm going to do this. And so started it, started getting a lot of things I wanted for the podcast that started working out. I've had even relationship things I don't go out a lot as much as I would, as much as people in our age demographic would.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the one if I'm going out with somebody, I'm gonna go sit on my laptop. And if I am with people, a lot of times my brain's still ticking. All right, when I get home, I've got this one thing. Oh, this is a cool idea. Let me try this out. Let me write this down real quick. I'll write a new idea down and just always brainstorming on new things that I can possibly do to make this better. So, yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I don't have the same types of relationships with people as some people have, but also the ones that I do have are super strong because of the podcast.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So, personally, I've been on a bit of an entrepreneurship journey, right? I had a financial planning practice, that was a journey in itself.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one of my buddies who still has a practice and he's still running it in the area. And we were talking today just about, I work a 9 to 5 now at a credit union. And it's kind of like the same things that make this job awesome are the same things that make it miserable.
100%.
Which are stability. The stability is great. The fact that I know I have a paycheck every 2 weeks, no matter what, I could suck at my job. I'm getting paid, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, I don't control my schedule anymore. There's so many things out of I'm not independent anymore. Realistically, I have a very capped income and just my time, which is the hardest part for me. Let's say a few years from now, things aren't looking the way you want them to look. Could you ever kind of see yourself getting to a place where you're back at a 9 to 5 or something like that?
Jeez. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see myself going back to the 9 to 5. I'll create something else.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do something. I'll probably still do this. But I don't see myself working a 9 to 5. I see myself saying, all right, I'm not bringing in the financials that I need from this fully, but I can take this and turn it into advertisement through another endeavor. So even let's say I create a coffee bean or something like that, hypothetically. I don't really want to create a coffee bean
I
right now.
kind of like it. I support you a lot.
But so we'll say coffee bean for now. I have something that I actually am planning on doing, but I'm not going to say it here because I don't want to spoil the idea. But a coffee bean, and I'm like, all right, let me sell this. Well, if I sell it under the LoveWorks umbrella, and then on all of my packaging, I put LoveWorks tune into Love Works podcast. It's a podcast that eliminates shame by confronting it with honesty, and I put a QR code there. Boom. I'm already bringing traffic to that. I'm making sales on a coffee bean. And it's just a circle of revenue all the way around because I'm literally having one product I'm selling that's bringing people back to the product I am obsessed with. So like my hobby is now becoming my financial stability, and people don't even catch it.
Yeah.
And people's stories are being heard. So that's quite remarkable, quite beautiful.
Man.
Dude, I love it.
I love that. I love your mentality and all of it. Tell me, Aaron, the human, we get to see
Shout out humans, by the way, dude. I'm a big
shout out humans.
I woke up this morning, but I'll tell you this fun little fact as you're talking about humans. I am about to sound like a A-list celebrity that's went AWOL.
You already have. Continue.
There have been days in my life that I was like, I don't know if I'm a human being. I wonder if I'm an alien.
Yeah.
I would wake up and be like, we have 1 billion, however many billion people on this planet. 7 billion, 3 billion,
like
8 billion.
Yep.
So we have 8 billion people on this planet. And you mean to tell me that there's not a single alien here? Like, what do you mean, bro? So my mindset was like, what if it's me? What if I'm the alien and no one told me? Like, what if I'm being tricked? Because like I don't remember my birth.
And so I'd be a little bit more concerned.
Right. Maybe you would be an alien if you remember your birth. Maybe that's a part of like the trick. They're like, we want you to remember your birth so that you feel like you're not an alien.
Imagine you just tell your friends one day. It's like, hey, do you guys, when you were born and the doctor smacked you on your butt and there's like, what? Then you find out you're an alien.
They're like, the doctor smacked you on the butt, bro.
Anyway, Aaron the human, right?
Yeah.
We've gotten to see you. We've gotten to hear a bit from you. But if this was someone's first time listening to the podcast, right?
Yeah.
And they're just like, I want to know what this is about. I want to know how deep, how real we get. What do you want them to know about Aaron Haas?
Man, dude, I have made plenty of mistakes. I have held shame on my life for so long. And I want people to know I'm on the exact same playing field as them. Like, there is no mistake that I believe disqualifies you from acceptance in this world. And I seriously don't care what you've done. I believe there's a place for you. And so let's be on a journey together that says, I'm going to eliminate this shame and I'm going to tell my story. This is how I got here. This is what I did. And you start owning that stuff and saying, hey, I'm just like you. And in that, we're all going to start inspiring people all across this world to love others. We have a pandemic in this world and it's called hatred. It's called shaming. People hold on to shame because they're terrified of someone else shaming them. So it's like, let me shame myself, not tell people I'm shaming myself. So I'm giving myself the punishment that I think that they're going to go ahead and give me. So if you go ahead and confront it with honesty, they have no power over you. You're actually already taking the ownership for it and saying, hey, I effed up. I did this.
It's kind of like, you ever seen 8 Mile?
Yeah, dude.
Eminem's whole verse.
Yeah. What is that verse? It's like, that verse is fire, bro. Do you remember it?
Basically, it's like, I got jumped. Y'all did sleep with my girl. My parents are bums.
Yeah, dude. It's a good movie.
I think it's just powerful, just to say all those things that everybody already knows or everybody's already thinking, right. And just own it in it, like radical ownership,
right?
Whether it be of self, of different things that you've done, whether it be of an area or whatever. I think it's just really, really powerful. You and Dustin, when Dustin was on, right? Love that episode, by the way. Dustin's my guy. You guys talked about this thing, right? Unveiled. Right.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of started to share a bit of, your journey, your story. Tell us about Unveiled for you. Take us there. What was it like for you? What are you learning about yourself?
Man. Unveil is an experience. And it's actually, for me, it was scary. Because I walked in knowing, like, or expecting, like, oh man, this is gonna go somewhere. I'm scared where we're gonna go. I don't know. And it's not what you think. Like, you never can really guess what it is. Like, it's really weird. And so, um, my experience came down to me, like, really getting to the understanding of, man, I did this. I own this now. I have power over this. And a lot of my understanding of what was these emotions right now came after Unveil. So, like I mentioned, I shared some things I never thought I'd ever share. I started to realize some things about myself, and the ownership was taken back. In that moment of Unveil, panic, fear, we finished the experience. Everybody's getting ready to head home. I pulled Pastor Muta aside. I'm like, I'm panicking. I have all these emotions. I'm terrified. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Like, I am stuck in this cycle of my mind is just going everywhere. Like, what's happening? I don't feel like there was a resolve. Well, afterwards, I was like, things just started clicking. Like, oh man, my relationship with my father, I would felt like I was always like, it was lacking. And then I started to realize, like, man, um, sort of it felt like, man, I felt like my mom was like pulling me away from him. And I love my mom. My mom's my hero. Um, and I didn't want to let her down. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna let this slide. And so I just had a lot of different realizations. And some of them weren't even like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. But it was like, my mind has been seeing life through this. And so things that shouldn't even be like quote unquote triggers for someone became triggers for me, and it would shut me down. So even like, if I'm always scared someone's going to walk out of my life, because I'm like, people weren't always there in my life. So if somebody said something that could seem hurtful, I'm like, man, I'm not worth it to them. They already gave up on me.
Yeah.
That was a really long-winded answer, but like, there's so many layers to Unveil that just like are just heavy, heavy, heavy. And I encourage anybody that is able to sign up or willing to sign up to just go to thisisrelevant.cc and sign up for Unveil.
If you're not able, make it work. Be able.
Yeah.
I would love for you to expand a bit. You kind of started to share a bit just about your relationship with your father.
Yeah.
And I think this is such an interesting topic for young people in general.
Yeah.
And then I think, as we know all too well, for young men especially, I know in my life, the lack of that father presence almost defined me for so long, right? Defined my faith, right? So many different things that I didn't realize was bleeding out into every aspect of my life. So where are you guys at today, and kind of what does your relationship look like on a day-to-day?
Great question. So like, my father never like walked out of my life. So I need to preface with that. And I also understand and believe my father loves me. Like, I also need to preface with that. But the emotional availability that I experienced was not there. I learned things about my dad recently that he had never told me. So like, I never felt like I really knew my dad. It's like, he never shared he never shared himself, his story. It was just like, oh, that's my dad. I'll go there sometimes. I didn't even live with him. I'd live with my mom, and I would go to my dad's house sometimes. And so like our relationship was really odd. It just wasn't deep. Never taught me like things that kind of clicked now. Like he never taught me how to shave. Never taught me like the things that people are like, oh yeah, my dad did this. He never taught me about like sex. Like you just find out, you know? And I feel like that's how a lot of guys are. And I'm like, man, I feel like we could cut down on this pandemic of sexual idolization or addiction by people communicating what it really is. Yeah. And we also eliminate a lot of detrimental fetishes that way. And I say detrimental in a way of like not even illegal, but like fetishes that destroy people, that will plague people's minds and be like, I can't share this shit because it is embarrassing.
Yeah. Kind of expand on that if you would. Just because I feel like there's more people that have fetishes or different things like that than we ever want to talk about in public media, right? So just in your life experience, what have you seen? You know what I mean?
What have I seen?
Not like the fetishes, but like how have you seen these people kind of carry themselves through life? How have you seen these things affect people, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I could even talk just from the perspective of me. Like everybody, like I mentioned, like cross-dressing is a sexual thing. Like I found sexual pleasure in that. So like I was like, if I tell people this, am I a creep? That's what I was always thought. My initial thought was. And so, and some people might think that, but that's your thought, not mine. So like in that, it really is just like it's pulling you back. It's like got chains on you. Nobody wants chains just pulling them back, especially if you feel like you can't confront the chains. Like, man, I'm just stuck in these chains. I guess this is as far as I'll ever go. But I was like, man, let me just get out of these effing chains. And as a communicator, a preacher at the time, before Unveil, like whiles back, that I always knew, like, if I could share this, I know my impact would be way more expanded. Like, or if I didn't have this on me, even like if this wasn't pulling me back, I know that my impact would be so much farther. So I'm like, let me get away from this. How do I get out of this and still make sure that I have influence? Because I was terrified that if this ever came up, I would lose all influence. So my premise was starting this podcast was like, let me give people influence that feel like they won't have influence if they share the things they don't have, they don't want to say.
I love that. Yeah, I remember we were on excuse me, this unsponsored drink is making me burp.
That was a wild laugh.
Yeah, I remember we were on a panel together.
Yeah.
In front of the entirety of our church, 2 services back to back, in front of everybody that we go to church with. And I remember you shared that. You shared just about your experience in cross-dressing and different things like that. I remember I had like this mental image. You ever seen Braveheart? And I just had like
I haven't.
Oh, so basically it's like the Scottish people are like fighting the British people, and Mel Gibson's Scottish for some reason.
Yeah.
He's like leading this whole army, right?
Super cool.
And I just had this image of like you're Mel Gibson sharing this. Like you're leading this whole army of like you're leading something that we haven't done yet. You know what I mean? Because I felt like I was being super vulnerable. Like I was like, oh yeah, you know, used to sleep around, used to watch porn, and then you shared that, and I was like, damn, I didn't even know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like this.
No one knew.
That's what. But there was this connection in the room at the same time. It's like maybe people couldn't relate in actually doing the same things that you have done.
Yeah.
But there was this moment of like from human to human, from my soul to your soul. Like there's something that just happened there.
Yeah.
It was super, super sick. Yeah. And I really love that you've kind of made this place for that, you know? So, Aaron, tell us 10 years.
Thank you for that too, man.
Yeah, bro.
That means a lot to me.
Actually, side note, I just remember the first time, I don't know if it was the first time I ever met Aaron.
Yeah.
I think I was at like Chipotle and you were there with somebody. I remember watching you order, and I was like, "Oh, that's a weird ass order. Like, I don't know who eats that."
I ate Chipotle today.
And then I remember I was like, "That's a cool guy. I want to be his friend," but I didn't say anything. And then I remember one time we heard you like sing on a Sunday morning, something like that, and PC was like, "Hey, come to rehearsal. You're on the team, bud." And that was it. And I was thinking about that today. Like, no, I'm gonna record this, and just like that's been dope, man. We earlier today, me and Aaron were doing trick shots with the marshmallow. I will not share anything else about that. Just know it happens. And if you would have told me back then when I saw him at Chipotle we'd be here now, I'd be shocked. But it's been super dope.
I've had Jose's saliva in my mouth. He's had my saliva in his. And that has nothing to do with the marshmallow.
So once again, thanks for tuning into the Love.
Hey, check out this energy drink company. It's our sponsor for the episode. No,
that'd be a hilarious outro.
We were spitting marshmallows in each other's mouths. Actually, we were throwing them in the air, and then we would try and spit it up in the air and catch it. And
this sounds way weirder explaining it versus you seeing it.
I oddly agree and disagree at the exact same time.
For some reason, I'm okay with it. Reasons I can't explain.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been cool to get to know you, man. It's been cool to see this birth.
Yeah.
I remember you told me and Barbara, and you didn't tell us. You told us you had a big announcement coming. We were driving back from like GR one day, and I was like, "Oh, it's a podcast." And you're like, "Nah, man." And then it turned out to be a podcast. But it's been so sick kind of seeing this develop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take us in the future. You know, Aaron, you're a pretty creative guy. You got a pretty wild mind. What do you see? You know what I mean? How do you see this affecting people around you? How do you see this podcast, this platform, empowering and building people?
Right.
Share with us the vision, man.
I'm going to bring it back to Mr. Beast. I've written like articles and stuff on him. I've never published them, but I like his business, his mindset. So I've got stuff written on him.
Hey, if you want Aaron to drop those articles, say so in the comments below.
Yeah, I got you, man. But like Mr. Beast has monopolized the market of YouTube. And maybe that's a poor term for it, but he is literally just like become the face of YouTube, I believe. And content, and he's bringing in income and like so well. He's a business owner upon business owners. He's that good, and he's doing good with his money. He gives a lot away, but I'm like, what if that's our driving force? Like, what if I'm at a place where I've got these different businesses that are thriving, and I'm bringing in people that are quote unquote unhireable. We're bringing them onto these teams. They're managing these companies. They're bringing in revenue for themselves, and they're building revenue for something that's going to build more revenue for more people. So like we're creating this community that says, hey, we're giving. Like literally what we do is just give away. So I want to buy these hotels. Like I literally would love to, like in my mind, I'm like, how cool would it be if I bought Hampton? Like I bought out Hampton. We changed all the logos of all the places, or Hilton, or whatever the nicer hotel things are, and we just put Love Works on them. And people come in and they're like, "Man, listen, we have nowhere to go. We lost our jobs. We just got out of prison. Hey, like, I have had a wild life. I've made every mistake you could ever imagine. I need somewhere to be, and so like, let's get you a place to stay." Let's eat together. Like, let's have this big ass table, and we're eating all the foods you can imagine at this table all together. We might just pull out, Sam Wall might just pull up, and we'll just start jamming on his guitar, singing and worshiping. And I believe that's what the church is going to look like. I think we're going to see people that are like business owners saying like, hey, I heard Love Works is doing a worship night, like, or a church service on Sunday night. I'm going to try and pull up to it. I don't know what it's all about. They start coming into these things, and then their lives are radically changed because they're standing amongst like people they would have eliminated from society, murderers, you name it, addicts, abusers, all in one room worshiping. And they're like, the business owners gonna be like, man, this changed my life. And then they might even start getting plugged into it. And it all started because of a flimsy podcast that just inspired people. This is the easiest platform and the best platform, I believe, for me to inspire people, because I don't have the finances right now. So like I can inspire people to love other people. And it's a movement because it's one person that's saying, let's go out and let's love one more person. Let me invite this person to dinner. Let me do this. So like we're breaking down the barriers that we would have in life.
Yeah.
It's so much fun because we're just at level 1.
I love that, man. You got me fired up. I'm enrolled. I'm ready.
Dude, come on, bro. Come on. I want to have therapists on staff.
Yeah.
Like I don't want anybody that walks in that place to have to pay for it. So like, let's bring in that much revenue. Let's be the quote unquote Mr. Beast of podcasting, but like, let's surpass it by beyond measure. Like that's why business also has to come into this. Like,
yeah,
we're gonna have to make some moves and make them fast.
I love that. I really love that. I think that's a really, really powerful vision.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I love just that it's so selfless. It's because you're sharing all this and it's never like, and I'm driving a Bentley with my, 4th story office while everyone else is downstairs making it work. You know what I mean? There's
no problem with Bentleys though. Like I've got no problem with business owners with Bentleys.
I mean,
I don't want a Bentley.
I mean,
I'm more of like
I could go for
a school bus guy. Let me pull up to work in my school bus.
That feels on brand, actually. I can see you doing that. Do you need a CDL for a school bus?
Yeah, you do. That hasn't stopped me so far.
But yeah, man, I love it. I love it. I love that it's just so people-centered, that it's so people-driven. I was going to say centric, but that's also another word for centered. And I also think that's just like a reflection of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just a reflection of the Aaron that I've gotten to know. Aaron, we've been talking for a while.
Yeah.
If you could leave the entire earth, right? Let's say this next 30-second clip of what you're about to say is all that is left of you, all that is left for your contribution to the world. What would you say? No pressure, by the way.
30 seconds. Man, go love someone. Love someone. And don't give up on someone else because they did something. So, because I believe love works. Man, don't eliminate people. Yeah. And keep on going. You are worth it. You're worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. Like, please don't quit on yourself. Yeah. It's probably more than 30 seconds.
Perfect.
I love it, bro.
I love it, man.
Hey, I've got a tradition on this podcast where the guest asks the host a question. Every episode, uncut, unfiltered, I've got a question for you.
Shoot.
So you're in finance.
Right.
What is your big dream? If you could literally do everything you ever imagined right now and you get to that level that you dream of, what is it?
Yeah. I think I've always had this image in my mind, just the way that I grew up. I didn't grow up a very traditional family or anything like that. So the selfish part of this is like, my big dream is pretty much as simple as they come. I would love a little nuclear family. You know what I mean? For those of you who don't know, it's like wife, kids, white picket fence, 2.5 kids, right?
Yeah.
That's really all I want in that sense. Yeah, I never really wanted to be like an astronaut or a rock star. It's like, I want to be a dad. I want to be a husband, you know?
Wow.
So I think the simple things like that, that's what I really want. The big audacious dreams, because I say all that, but in my mind, that's like, yeah, but I get to pick my kids up at 2:30 and no one says anything. You know what I mean? Like having that freedom in my life. I think the big dream is kind of similar to what you were sharing. It's just like buying businesses, buying assets, and just like letting my friends manage them. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Like
Yeah.
there's a laundromat in town that I drive past all the time, and I'm just like, I would love to buy that
Be
and
dope.
just let one of my friends manage it. You know what I mean? Here's $80K a year. You can support your family. You got a great place that you can make ideal for you. Put a daycare in there for all I care.
Right.
Make sure it runs. Make sure it's functional. Obviously, I'm still getting paid. You're getting paid. Just kind of have those really cool, even exchanges where we're building our community. But then also like we're building something to leave our kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think realistically, I just want a nice, quiet, boring life.
Wow.
Maybe a little chunk of land, you know.
If you got 2.5 kids, they're probably not gonna be quiet.
That the half.
Yeah, the half.
It's the half, yeah.
Always the half ones, bro. They go absolutely insane.
Hey, shout out to half kids for real.
Yeah, man. I think I'm 3/4. 3/4.
1/3. Come on.
Probably one.
Let's be honest, Aaron. We're live.
Sorry.
And then as far as finance, I really don't know. I think I just love it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is it what I want to do forever? Maybe. I feel like it's one of those things where like so often people want to know like, are you going to do this forever? Are you going to do X, Y, and Z forever? Like even sobriety, it's like, are you going to be sober forever? I don't know.
Right.
I'm going to be sober today. I'm going to go to my finance job today.
Yeah. I
That's
love
all
it,
I
bro.
got.
You want to close this thing out?
Yeah, man. How do we close out? Do you want to like do a flip on the camera or
Flip on the camera? No, we're good. What do you mean flip on the camera?
like do a backflip is what I mean.
Oh, no.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's late.
There's a lot of people watching. They just heard you say no.
Yep, I'll do it later. Whenever
Anyway.
the camera cuts off.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. Thank you so much for learning more about Aaron with me.
Come on.
I'm fired up. I love this podcast. I love where it's headed. I love where Aaron's at right now.
Come on.
I hope that in some way, shape, or form, today was good for you, that today spoke to you, that you took something away. If you did, share it with a friend so we can get sponsored by Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the social medias.
Oh, yeah. Make sure to follow us on social. Go to the website, loveworks.cc. Buy a t-shirt. Buy me one, too. I haven't bought one yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. What's the social medias? At Loveworks MVT. All of them.
Sorry, what was that?
At Loveworks MVT.
Could you say that a little louder?
At Loveworks MVT.
At Loveworks MVT, because this is a movement. Follow us at Loveworks MVT.
On TikTok.
And on TikTok and on Instagram. And Facebook.
You can subscribe to us on YouTube.
So subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
The way you're saying it is like you have a gun under the couch.
The audio listeners are like, this is creepy.
This is crazy.
And then we're on our road to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month.
We're on our road to 2,000 subscribers.
1,000.
2,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Dream big.
If we get 10,000, both of us are gonna get Fozzie Bear tattoos on our necks.
I'm not gonna. If 10,000 subs, I will do anything you want me to do. I will do anything.
10,000 subscribers at the end of this month. José Vélez and I will get the top comments tattoo choice.
Yes,
tattooed on our thighs.
Yeah, we will make a form. We will get this notarized. Like we will sign this thing.
Yeah, if we get 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month, José and I will get the top comments choice of tattoo on our thigh. That's what we'll do. You cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
And we're gonna make Donald Trump pay for it because we're gonna get it signed. You cool with that?
Thanks for tuning in, guys. You're handsome. All your fits hit. Everybody loves you.
Peace out.